and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel, and let's start. Yeah, oh yeah. It's a very relatable, I guess. This card wanted to come out. Yeah. Always those cards. Very. I'm gonna pull an overall card as well. Let's see. Slowly but surely we're getting there. That kind of fits. Yeah. You know, this reading is funny. Well, it's not. It's like... So, what does it say? New start. Sometimes we must realize that what we have done needs to be discarded and we must make a new start. And limits. Know that limiting attitudes are often formed as protective reactions to past events. And understanding why you resist what you have to do is a crucial part of the creative process. I think this goes more like this, right? It's a timeline, right? You're looking back. You're looking back at what you have let go. And you don't see the path forward, you know? It's all this looking back energy. It's this, this figure is looking back, this figure is looking back, and this horse is just standing there, right? And especially if we are in the middle of a transition phase, and we haven't arrived in the new, we question what we have let go of to get a new start. If we should have done it, because if you look at this angel is holding on to the past, you know, or to the things that have been let go of. That's what I'm seeing, you know. But today I'm also noticing that the angel is holding an arrow. So what does this mean? It looks like armor almost, you know, like this love angel with the arrows. And it looks to me like this angel is just holding on to, or looking back at the things that have been lost, and maybe realizing that there was much more love involved than originally noticed. That's what I am seeing from this. But it's also this, you know, when you let go of everything, or you are willing to let go of everything, it's almost like in the last Scorpio reading, right? And then you look back and you realized how cherished the things were that you have let go of. And now it's this time of, you don't see the way to go. So if there's a lot of traveling involved in this, you know, it seems to me that this is leading to you being free and living your wild self, you know, being carried by the waves like a surfer. And you want that, but when I have seen the limits card, I also saw for me, it's not just the limits of what is described here, but it's also this realization that you really need help to realize this. And it's not in this case a stable structure, because maybe that's also what you are looking for a bit, because when we are too into our old ways, you know, we can get a bit dusty, like an old pyramid, right? And you also felt like, or you are feeling like it's this, you know, being high strung, not knowing what to do, but you know you need to do something. Something needs to change, but you feel that you are limited in your way forward, and therefore you are asking, you're asking yourself, is this just a shadow of my own being? Have I done the right thing or not? And it's a very dramatic scene, you know. It's this twilight scene where you see the chimneys and the, you know, in dark, you know, but the sky is still has got enough light, but the sky is showing you very dramatic and moving clouds, and you cannot grasp them. That's what I'm getting. It's this, you don't know what is ahead. You can sense that something is ahead, and there's a lot of fear involved in this, because when you look at the sky and you are naked underneath the sky, or just when you look at how big the sky is and how much power nature has, you know, nature is so kind to us, because we are treating nature not the way nature is supposed to be treated. And I think you want to connect to nature more, right? You want to be more connected, but in these days it's not that easy. You are limited, because even going to nature and sustaining yourself requires things, right? And we were not brought up with the knowledge and the freedom almost to make our own way, right? We don't know, and we don't have the rights to take over land and work on it, right? We have to own it, right? These days. Even though this doesn't make sense, because, well, this land we are living on belongs to everyone, right? And it's still this transition phase, and I think you are just split in between what you desire and the fear of the clouds transforming into a tornado and destroying the essence. But on the other hand, you also want that. You want to experience your truest self, and therefore you have let go of everything, or you are in the process of, take however it fits for you. It's this blank canvas thing, you know. And, you know, I think at this point you are waiting for external help from ancestors. And it might come that you see it in your dreams that they are with you. But, well, you don't know how it will manifest, right? I think you might also be very worn out of all the energies that are around right now. So it's this almost also the fear of or almost the expectation of something on the horizon that will really be like a tornado, which is like a tower, you know. That's what I'm getting, but you know, you are looking at the stars, and you know they are beautiful but also frightening at the same time. And I think at this point you're just trying to figure it out and finding your stability. You know, if we think about a very well established life that we build for ourselves, and we think further and we know that it is not a stable structure. You know, the only somewhat stable structure we think we are inhabiting is Earth. But even Earth is not stable. We are just living on a huge island. You know, every land is floating, and not just the small islands, but also the big ones. And you know, when earthquakes happen, it's just a realization of how fragile everything is. And also trying to find your way into this I think you just want to experience more. It's not about, you know, staying in your cave, right? It's about becoming one with this planet, and not about being locked into a block of concrete, right? And separating ourselves from what truly is just one whole system, a whole thing. You know, it's all one. And this is very existential. It's the grandiosity of the whole universe and how it all works, and then coming back to yourself, which is the very smallest, tiniest bit, which is not the tiniest bit if you compare yourself with an ant, for example. But you know that in a way you are not important, but you are. I think you want to be significant, very significant for this planet, for just make the most of your lifetime. And it's not about selfish travel, it's about touching people where they need to be touched, and not just people, also animals, and doing something good. And therefore you are questioning and asking and praying for help. Because if we are limited, you know, if we are limited in ideas, in mental processes, in just our own grind, then we cannot do something like this. We cannot influence anything. And I think it also for you came to, you know, you overthink yourself, and maybe you are also not perfect, and you are wondering, you know, Am I now being punished? Or is there something ahead that will punish me for the carelessness that I've brought to the table so far? Or is this incarnation itself a punishment? That's the question that you're asking yourself. It's this. You know what they say about fallen angels? It's that they came back to earth because they have sinned. It's a really weird thing. It's as if an incarnation on earth is hell. Which is like, if you think about it too much, it gets a bit scary. But on the other hand, it's sometimes can feel like this, right? And especially if you are in a mental state, which is a bit like a dark cloud, a big dark cloud, right? It can feel like this. It's this last suffering before you see the light again. It's this, going through the underworld, the deepest, darkest underworld of your own self. But also being so defeated that you just ask for help and for a miracle of some sorts. Oh, it gets really, that's a bit dark, isn't it? But yeah, well, maybe it's okay. Let's see. This is weird what I get out of travel cards, but when we want to travel or when we want to go away, we want to go away from ourselves. We want to go away from our own self, which helps, because we go away from ourselves, but we always take ourselves with us. There's no way of separating this. And what you want is just something that will light up your mood or help you or make you see what you need to do to make this world a better place in a bigger scale than buying eco-friendly household products. It's just what I got. Confidence, okay. Yeah, it might be that you don't believe in your abilities to create anymore. And therefore, when we are asking for help, even external guidance, it's usually a sign that we are not confident enough to make decisions. But it can also, when I see those faces, it could also be that you are now at the point, when you have removed your current manifestation, let's assume you gave away everything, and it's just an example, take it however it applies for you. But if you left something behind and you are at a new fresh start, this new beginning point, right? And this point, right? And you're looking back and you're thinking about what it's a transformation, and there's magic, right? Because there's glitter and stuff, but it's like you also see all the options. And especially if you are someone who is not someone who, like some people, they come on this earth, they are there and they know what they need to do and they do it, they are doing it, and that's that, right? And especially if you have been someone who has just been through a lot, right? And that's all you got so far, and you are wondering, you want to achieve something, right? like not achieving, but as I said, you want to have a significant impact on this planet with your insignificant existence, and that's causing you problems, because if you look at spiritual teachers, and most of them, they are just saying that you they, on one hand they say you are a powerful creator, but on the other hand they say, well, you are just you just are here to be. And that's it just doesn't fit together, does it? It's again this from the tiniest particle, from the atom, and energy. Well, energy is not small, but you know what I mean. It's this, what you cannot see to what you can see to what you again cannot see, because if it's getting bigger, then yeah. Yeah. Giving. Yeah. It's again this ecosystem thing, right? It's what I'm also getting is this that you were at a state at some point that you were not able to give anymore. And it might be that this is also what you're holding on to, because you realize that you want to give, but it might be that you had your eyes closed while you had the opportunity to, in a smaller scale, right? And now you're like, well, I think you would like to give, but because it's when you give, it makes you happy as well, right? But if you don't have anything to give because you're in the middle of a healing phase, in the middle of a thunderstorm, and you just have to hold your own life, sanity, you have to just focus on survival. How should you give? And there's, for me, there's this ties into the confidence, because I think you came to the point, with the limit, that you have hit your limit, because you were putting too much energy in things that were not you, and now you are realizing that you want to give, but you want to give for a cause that is worth giving to, right? And therefore you're asking for help, because it seems to me, I'm just getting, if we think about a bird, it's also, if you think closely, it's like, it's also just one insignificant animal in a way, but one insignificant animal is the whole world for another, for their small birds, right? For their baby birds. Without this one wouldn't survive, right? And this might be also a weird realization that you were having. And I think, when you see the sun, it's this, you want to do more. And I think the thought process that you're going through is, okay, I gave up everything, but I need to get something in return so I can give back bigger. You basically rejected a small giving process so you could eventually give to more and be this bird, not just for one, but for many. And now you're asking, because this is, again, You need a solid foundation to give, as solid as it can be on earth, right? Resources, unlimited resources. I'm getting reminded of J.K. Rowling. I don't know if you know the story of the writer of Harry Potter. She was actually on benefits while she wrote the book. She was rock bottom, basically, right? Or the first one, I think, from what I can recall. And now she is so wealthy that she starts to try to help children in need. And in a large scale. And I think for you, you want something similar. You want to have someone, you know, when you look at people like this, you are wondering, what is my golden ticket to get to the resources to transform Earth, right? To give. And that's, you know, also the process. She gave with passionate, with passion. She gave. She had an idea and she persevered and she just wrote the book, and it was not easy. Eventually it was very successful, and then she could take but also give again. And you are wondering, what is yours to give in a large scale like this? You know, because if we talk ourselves down from the very beginning and say, well, you know what, I will never reach a level like this, then it might not even worth for us to pursue this dream. And I'm not sure how she thought about this. She probably just thought, well, I'll just do that, otherwise I will probably be miserable or something like that. She probably didn't anticipate that it would be this big eventually, right? And it's the same for you. It's this thinking about, well, is it even worth it? And what exactly is it? Because I think you are, because of this confidence card, you're doubting yourself. You are doubting your what to do, how to do it. You don't have this passionate drive that brings you to the next stage. You don't have this confidence. You don't have the idea, right? Or this, you know, and you are wondering if this could be delivered to you in a way, in a special way, you know, with the help of spirit. It's interesting. It could lead, for me, it's this, maybe the reason why you want to also travel and be led by the wind and the ocean and everything is because you are hoping that you could find this like a seashell, you know, somewhere along the way. And that's why you are asking for the path to open. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I hope this reading was a bit back and forth. Like, it's just, I don't know. Did it help? Let me know. Yeah, okay, let's see. I'm gonna pull another last card to wrap it up. See if there's guidance or something. Took me a long time to describe the situations. Yeah, emotions are running high. Yeah, I'm sure you know that. Yeah, well then. There we go. Personal issue reaches resolution. And the bottom of the deck is balance, spirituality, and practicality. Well, yeah, you know that already. And yeah, but this just means that what I've described will be resolved. So again, yeah, it will be resolved. You will get your answers, and your yeah, the path will open up. So let's see who this reading is for. Sag. Okay, took me a while to read it. Today everything takes a while, right? Yeah, I hope it was helpful, Sag, and yeah, yeah. See you next time. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.